Good morning, all you beautiful people. It's Saturday. Happy Saturday. I'm having yogurt with granola. I forgot what that stuff was called. I was going to say oats. It's made with oats, but frozen blueberries and a dollop of peanut butter for a little bit of protein. And the kid wakes up. It's a couple minutes after 8. This is the same. I always buy the same yogurt. The Riviera Vegan. Vanilla. That's our favorite. I have tried all the other flavors, but vanilla is our favorite. So I did a huge batch cooking day yesterday. Oh, I need more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I have enough for 2 weeks. Oh, that's 2. Jesus. So I made butternut squash soup. Wow, going all lopsided. Curry butternut squash soup. Tofu stir fry with bok choy. Onions and garlic and ginger and all kinds of good stuff. And that one was with like a tamari sesame sauce. And then I did another one that was tofu and broccoli. Kind of plainer. Because I like having that if the rice is fried. If I have steamed rice, then I like the savory stir fry. And vice versa. Savory rice, a little bit plainer stir fry. Big sweet potatoes. Rice. I made plain rice, but enough of it that I can turn half of it into fried rice. Baked squash. And right now I have, what's it called? Garden mix or something? I don't know. Green beans, yellow beans, and carrots. I just cooked that while I was in the shower. And I have sesame maple Brussels sprouts roasting in the oven right now. It smells so friggin' good. Cheers, Chris. So, Axel and Nicole went out yesterday. They met up, and then they were supposed to go to the movies. And I think it's her cousin that was supposed to go. Anyway, Axel calls me at like 5. What are you doing? I said, I'm cooking. Okay, well, do you want to go to the movies? And I'm like, sure. So the person who was supposed to go with them couldn't go. So call good old backup mummy. Because the ticket was already bought. So I rushed through everything that I was making, which is why I'm finishing today. I went into the movie. Went to see Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Okay, I'm old. Not gonna lie. I'm kidding. I'm almost 50. I'm gonna say I'm only 49. And I don't get some movies and some shows actually. I get really confused. My brain is very complex. So if a story jumps all over the place, I kind of get confused. And it doesn't help that I didn't see the second version of, like, the second movie to this series. So I was kind of like, what? And it was like a mixture of um, a superhero movie and Harry Potter. It's the only thing I can equate it to. So I was like, the hell is going on in this movie? But I still stayed there and watched it, obviously. And here's something rather interesting. So in the whole theater, which has hundreds of seats, literally hundreds of seats. It's the one just down the street, right? So it's pretty big. It's a Cineplex. We're the first ones to get in there. And we are assigned seats E, 15, 16, 17. Okay. So we walk up to our seats. We sit down. We got there at, like, I don't know. By the time we got inside, it was probably 6:30. Adverts and previews start at 6:40. So the next people who come in sit in the front row of the back seats. It's the only way to explain it. Because there's the front part and then there's the part right in front of the screen, which I don't know why anybody would sit there. Anyway. Okay, so we're like 5 rows apart. Fantastic. The next people come in and they're near the back. So again, we're a bunch of rows apart. No problem. The next 3 people come in and we're watching them. Excuse me. They come in to our row. They're almost sitting next to Axel. She was actually supposed to sit next to Axel. But then she was like, okay, I'll sit 1 seat over. She goes, they're assigned seating. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have no problem with that. But, like, the whole theater is empty. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god. And she didn't have a mask on. So anyway, because the theater was empty, Axel and Nicole ended up getting up. Because, like, we're sitting there, we want to relax. He doesn't want to have to think about the fact that the person next to him doesn't have a mask on. I'm sorry. I don't care if the mandate is lifted or not. We are not comfortable yet with it. And without wearing masks. So they got up and moved over to the side seats. And I stayed in my seat because I was like 5 seats away from her, so it wasn't a big deal. It was just really weird. And the fact that she wasn't wearing a mask kind of threw me off because I'm still not used to that either. You have to remember that, like, I'm still wearing a mask at work and probably will for quite a long time. I don't know when I'll feel comfortable not wearing one. And I deal with a lot of people in public already, being a retail worker. So I do understand that the mandate is lifted and it's choice whether you want to wear it. But I still think that places like that, where you're, like, literally next to each other, you should kind of have to wear a mask. It should be considered the public domain or whatever you want to call it, just like the TTC. I don't know, man. It weirds me right out. Anyway, so after the movie, I was not rude or anything. I just asked the gentleman at the front. I brought it up, and he said, oh, yeah, it's allowed. Ever since the mandate was lifted. And I'm like, okay, but the whole theater was empty. Like, why did these people have to get seated next to us? And he's like, well, it's loud. He was just, like, nonchalant about it, which is fine. It's true. But I just said, okay. And then I said to Axel, yeah, I don't think I'm ready for that. That was very stressful. So, of course, then, it brings on anxiety, and Axel was having chest pains, and you have to kind of acclimate yourself to getting back out to having people around you, right? I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but we sure do. After 2 whole years of us being really vigilant and like hyper aware of what is going on, always wearing our masks, we're vaxxed. He is now triple vaxxed because he got his booster on Wednesday, his first booster. I don't know if we'll qualify for a fourth booster, but if we do, get it in. Mine is scheduled for May the 11th, as you know. And here's something to let you know, too. I don't know if I was filming. I don't think I was filming when I got my boosters. Because I didn't start filming that long ago. I'm like needle phobic. To the point where I had to go to therapy for it. And like exposure therapy. And so I would go to like an hour therapy session. It wasn't really an hour, but it was some time before getting a needle. And do this whole like thing where she would talk to me and we would, try and work through my issues with needles. And it really does stem back to my childhood. And with my mom being so sick when we were growing up, she was always, always getting some kind of blood work done. And she would come home with black and blue bruises. And because my mom was mentally ill, so for those who don't know that, my mom suffered greatly with manic bipolar and was in institutions a lot. So mental illness became a normal thing to us, to talk about it, to advocate for it, to be open about it. Totally normal. And that being said, because of the things that she taught us or told us, we kind of had that ingrained in our brains. And I thought it was only me, like the point that I would have an anxiety attack and be like ill, literally sick or vomiting when I had an appointment with a doctor. Well, found out that both of my brothers are the same way. So, it's very traumatic for us. And it's kind of unfortunate because obviously, you go to the doctors when you're not feeling well, and then we end up leaving it until it's quite bad before we actually go to the doctors. So I have gotten better with it over the years, I must say, thanks to that therapy. But as far as needles go, still petrified. Absolutely petrified. I don't like to see it. I don't like to feel it. I don't like to know that it's coming. So we did the whole therapy thing with the exposure, and my therapist decided that the best way to do it was to have me. I would come in the room, and she would actually come to the appointment with me. She would kind of like crouch on the floor and hold my hands and talk to me and get me to do some deep breathing and concentrate on something else. And then my doctor would come in the door and have a tray, because I was getting needles for when I was in college. I had to get all of my, up-to-date boosters and everything like that, and vaccinations, because I was attending college in an ECE program, so I was going to be around kids all the time. So, she had the tray, because sometimes I would get 2, sometimes I'd get 1, sometimes I'd get 3 at a time, depending on what I needed, and, she would come in kind of like from behind. It was friggin' brutal. And the thing is, I know they don't hurt. You can feel them, but they don't hurt. Okay? But my mom convinced us that in these needles there was poison, and that they were putting poison in our bodies. So I'm really trying to work through that, and I know that what they're putting in us is going to do us well, or make us well, keep us well. So, of course, even though I tried not to pass that on to Axel has always been scared of doctors and needles and everything like that. He's gotten so much better over the years. He's fine with it now. I mean, he might get a little bit nervous, but nothing major. So, that being said, for my vaccinations for this, plan, whatever's going on right now, the pandemic, which we were planning on, getting the needles as soon as they came out. We were so planning everything, like, by the book. And as soon as we got the call, or I think it was an email, as soon as we got the email for the first shot being available at our clinic, we booked it right away. We went down and picked up this little piece of paper, and then went to the clinic that was organized, and so well done. It was epic. That's all I'm going to say. I even brought my little stuffed teddy bear that my ex-girlfriend gave me because I was like, I need something to hold on to. I explained to her how nervous I was. I wore this like really fancy outfit because I was like so proud of myself that I was making this step for my health and for other people's health, because it helps for everybody to get vaccinated to eradicate stuff like this. I don't even care if you don't believe in this. This is my thoughts. So please don't like jump on me for what I think. That's fine if you don't believe the same thing. It's all right. So, um, I explained everything to her. She was so lovely. And it was over so quickly. And I can actually say that I didn't even feel the like prick of the needle. Because usually when I like know what's coming, I tense up. And she's like, okay, relax. And she was talking to me, and then she started talking to me about my bag, which I sewed on my own. So that kind of really relaxed me, which was amazing. She was awesome because she knew that like I needed something to talk about that would take my mind off of the fact that I was just about to get jabbed with a needle. So she did it, and I swear to God, I thought I was going to cry because I was so bloody excited. And then you have to wait your 15 minutes. So you go over to this little, like they've got chairs all set up, and you've got a little piece of paper that you've got your vaccination and a time thing on the little bottom of it so that you know when you can leave. So that was it. Axel and I got done on the same day, and my godson and Kevin actually got done on the same day as us, but just at a different time because everything was timed out. So then the second one, same thing. We went to the same place, and they were amazing. I think I was more nervous about the wait time because I got nervous of hearing all of the bad things that were going to be happening if you did have a reaction. So I think that's one of the things in my brain. I'm so nervous about the after effects, you know? But I'm working through it. That's all I can say. So I'm getting my third / booster on the 11th of May at 11:45. And so I'm probably most likely going to go to work that day if I'm scheduled, but I'm going to ask for the next day off just in case I don't feel very well, because Axel wasn't feeling well the day after. Just kind of blah, like, nothing major, but just bleh. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a lovely day. It is absolutely gorgeous out today. And I'm not working until this evening, so I'm going to cook a little bit this morning, and then again, I'm going to I'm going to go down to the pond, but I didn't go yesterday. So I just had such a relaxing day. Even though I was cooking all day, to me, that's relaxing. So it's kind of funny. When I have a down day where I don't do anything, that is also beautiful. But cooking to me is very relaxing. All right, friends. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. You're awesome. I love you. Thanks for watching. Bye.